Hello flight simmers, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the very first full flight video with the newly released Prepare version 5.2, which I have pretty much installed right away, and up to this point I have to say I'm really pleased with it. Haven't done too much of testing up to this point, but from what I've seen so far it is really working very well. And biggest changes, of course, they've made to the weather system, the True Sky or Enhanced Atmospheric, however you want to call it. And maybe the biggest new feature they have released is that we can now use a combination of both. So we have Enhanced Atmospherics enabled, but at the same time we are able to use legacy clouds, which today I'm using my Active Sky weather engine together with the Active Sky Cloud Art cloud models, or with a weather model if you so like. And that's what we are using, and I think it's a really cool combination, since the True Sky clouds itself are still not too great, and weather depiction I think is still has some room for improvement. But we have the overall lighting from the Enhanced Atmospheric, so I think that's gonna be really cool. We probably will be able to see it much better when we are up in the air. Oh, there's a 747 coming to land, beautiful. Let's watch this guy. And we will probably be able to see it better when we are up in the air. And as you can probably guess from the aircrafts around us, we are sitting here at Luxembourg airport today, home of Cargolux, and in fact there's another Qatar 777 over there. And I thought we will be on a very short flight today to check out the new sim version. So we are heading over to Basel. Let's watch. Ooh, that's looking pretty good. A bit of a hard touchdown, but he's down safely. Yeah, we are flying offline today, since at the moment there's not much of ATC online anyway, so I figured we can fly offline and then focus a bit more on the weather and the new sim features. And very short flight. In fact, we have a flight time estimate by SimBrief of only 36 minutes, so that's extremely short. And in fact, our alternate airport, which is Lyon today, is 42 minutes away. So the alternate is even further away than the actual trip time. We don't get that too often. And we will be very light as well. GSX is loading a couple of containers, but I will show you the weights inside the flight deck. We are really super light today. And I'm just thinking about what else is there to mention about the sim. So sceneries seem to work nice. Aircrafts, most of them work, so PMDG aircraft seem to be working just fine. I haven't tried the A330 or the CRJ yet. 767 of Captain Sim is working fine, I think, and FS Labs not yet. We are waiting on an update for the FS Labs. Hope they will come through very soon with it. But so today we are in a PMDG 777. And in terms of performance, I have to say sim is super smooth. I mean, you can see around we're easily keeping up to the 30 FPS, which I've limited the sim to. I think VRAM usage is fine as well. And there's one thing which I've tested straight away, and I think the first sim I really did in the sim was loading into Madrid, into the Latin VFR Madrid scenery, since this is one I've always struggled with in terms of performance. But the test so far was really good, so I really have the hope that we can now use the Latin VFR sceneries as well without much of a performance struggle. But let's see about this. So let's for now focus on this flight here, and let's jump into the flight deck. Ooh, he's doing some interesting maneuvering over there. Did he go around? I'm not sure. Okay, so route is loaded in. I have set up the EFB a bit. We can see the charts in just a second. Let's take this one up here. And route is entered, very short performance. Let's accept this 0 fuel weight. Why does that not work? There it is, 166.8. So I think we just carry like 25 tons of cargo or so, and fuel, you can see only 13 tons on board today. That's really not a lot for 777. Here it gives us flight level 270. According to SimBrief, we will even only get up to 190. Let's use this one. Cost index according to SimBrief 59. Definitely no step climbs today. Right, and then in terms of departure, we will depart runway 24, and the departure route will be the Golf Tango Quebec 1 X-ray, which is this one down here. So we climb out 238 to 60 ME from Lux, left hand turn onto 116 radial from Luxembourg NDB, and then down to Golf Tango Quebec VOR. So that's this one. Pretty straightforward. I think initial climb, yes, 4,000, and there's no speed constraints, only altitude constraints which we will have to meet, but I think that's really no worries today. So let's put this in quickly into the MCP 238. So we have this set up already. 238. There we go. That would be 4,000, but we are not using ATC today, so it's also not too much of a struggle. And then, since it is a very short of a flight, let's already put in the arrival. So that should have worked. Yeah, that should have worked. And then index arrival. I expect ILS Zulu 15, and the arrival will be the RPUS 8 kilo. Let's have a look. So we are coming in from Strasbourg VOR, I think, straight into Altic. So Altic will be the transition. And yeah, then ILS 15, pretty standard. So here's Altic, then we will swing out to the left a bit, capture the ILS somewhere over there. Should be pretty straightforward in terms of flying. The only thing that's a bit interesting today is the weather. While here in Luxembourg it is very good, down in Basel we might encounter some thunderstorms. So let's see about that. Right, and then we only have the performance left, ELLX wind data, although that should also not make a big difference today. Runway 24 conditions are dry. I quickly look at the weather on my second display. So we have a wind of 290 at 8 and 1019. That's correct. 26 degrees. It is quite warm today. Takeoff optimum, aircon, yeah, PEX auto, and engine wing NTI is also on auto. Execute. And transition, what's the transition here? Let's do this in a minute. Takeoff weight. Let's use cross weight 179.8. 179, 800. Like that. Calculate. And yeah, that's a flap 5. Select temperature 58. Gives us 91.1 over here. Here it's 90.7. I still didn't get why it's sometimes a bit of a difference here. It's a bit weird. Never mind. Wind 290 at 8. Slope we can disregard. Outside air temperature is 26. Like that. And that flap 5, center of gravity 26, and that's 135, 35, 52. Cool. So 152 goes in here, and then we are already set for the MCP. Quickly checking this APU. No, let's put it on. It's still off. Okay. And yeah, what else? Transition. Right. Menu. Charts. Transition altitude is that 4,500. And then we can also do the forecast winds for the descent, and their transition will be transition level by ATC. Yeah, okay, let's leave it at 1.8. Again, since we are not using ATC, it doesn't make much of a difference. Request. It's already loaded in. Okay, never mind. Okay, so I think we are all done in terms of cockpit preparation. APU is running, that's good. We have, let's maybe check the electric page to make sure of that. So APU is on, perfect. Okay, and it seems like they are all done with the cargo loading. So we can in fact go ahead and close all the doors, close everything here. Yeah, we could just see here, so we are expecting arrival fuel 9.8 and now we are 13, so only burning like 3.2 tons of fuel today. That's really crazy. And yeah, I think that's all done. We can get into the checklist in just a second. Let's make sure all the doors are closed. That seems to be the case. Release the external power and then go to ground connections, set the parking brake and remove everything. Okay, and let's get started on the checklist. So oxygen, where is it? Here, tested 100%. Flight instruments 238 and altimeters 1019 cross-checked. Before start, yeah, the signs, although I don't think we have any passengers on here. Let's do the correct flow here, right one. In the meantime, packs come on. Fuel pumps left and right, certainly no center tanks, beacons. And then the electrics and the others. And MCP is set, we have done that. Takeoff speeds, we have done those as well. CD pre-flight completed. Trim is 3 Taxi takeoff briefing, yes. Taxi is going to be very short. Beacons are on. Perfect. And so we can already go ahead and request the pushback. I'm just seeing on here, emergency lights are not armed yet, but they should be now. And engine shutdown, that's for sure. And then let's go TARS straight away. Yeah, also another very good thing about the new update, now that we are back on enhanced atmospherics, we get the nice cockpit colors back. So now we actually have this very typical Boeing cockpit color. And before that, if you compare it to like my last videos on the 777, before that it was really dull and sort of grayish, not really the real colors, but now it looks much better. And they've also fixed the dark cockpit, so now it's a bit brighter. We can see in here where the light actually comes through. That's yeah, seems super realistic. Looks very, very nice in my opinion. Okay, just checking for traffic. I can see the Qatar is also going out. If this one is really going to Basel as well, then I'm really seriously impressed by the accuracy of this AI traffic. But he's stationary, so we can go ahead with the pushback. And start the block time. Okay, we are rolling, so I think we are also good to fire up. Everything's set on the overhead, beacons are on, so let's fire up number 2. Starter number 2 cut out, so starting number 1. And yeah, I have checked, the Qatar is not going to the Basel, that one's going over to Chicago. And maybe regarding the textures, so maybe you have heard that i9 Builds have released a really nice texture pack for the 777-200 extended range, which looks really stunning. Unfortunately, it's only for the ER so far and not for the Freighter or the LR or the 300. So I really hope they apply it to the other ones as well. That would be stunning. Yeah, so unfortunately these are still the standard colors in a way. Oh, forgot the starter, sorry. Too busy talking here. Right, viewers maybe. Yeah, maybe again checking the departure chart, but there was really nothing crazy. We will taxi down here, take a left-hand turn on Alpha. It's going to be very short. Park and brake. But that's really straightforward. So 6 miles from Luxembourg, which do we have it tuned? 11225. Yeah, so that's tuned perfect. Now we got it. That will help us a bit. So 6 mile, to go to the left-hand turn. Other than that, really straightforward. Okay, I think that was the starter cutout just as well. Perfect. We have 2 good engine starts. APU is coming off. And then for the takeoff trim, 3.0. I think there we are. And yeah, transponder is set, flaps to position 5. This goes to RTO, flight control check. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, and rudder full left and full right. That's checked. So anti-ice, I don't need that. Recall is checked. Auto brake is set. Flight controls are done. Ground is clear. And before takeoff, checklist flaps as 5 also done. Perfect. Taxi lights and traffic. Let's go weather nevertheless, since I don't know at what time these thunderstorms will come up. So that might be a good idea. And over here, viewers, traffic, terrain. I think terrain here at Luxembourg is not too crazy, so it should not be too much of a threat. Right, okay, so I believe we are good to go. Once these guys are out of our way. He did not take off yet, still waiting there. Okay. Yeah, so what they've also improved is the reflections, especially on the aircraft, and also especially during night time, which unfortunately we are not going to see today. Maybe on the next flight then. And yeah, I will try during takeoff and maybe during the cruise to get some shots of the reflections and see how it looks. Now he's speeding up. Yeah, and this particular flight, I haven't talked about it yet, so They are in fact doing it quite regularly, I think once or twice per week. And so they fly up from Doha to Luxembourg, then down to Basel, and then from Basel back to Doha. So I think this one is really just a repositioning flight. Not sure they carry any cargo in here at all. I've just set up like a little bit so that we carry at least something. But yeah, quite funny to have like a regular scheduled flight being such a short one in the 777. Looks like the approach is free, so we can yeah, basically get going straight away. Let's pop on the lights, strobes, and use this first entry into the runway. Yeah, basically turns out to be the same.
Approaching 2-4.
Yeah, so the other 777 should be out of our way by now. So I believe we can yeah, let's do a rolling start. No need to come to stop. So starting the timer.
On runway 24.
Runway identified, and off we go. Power established and toga. And yeah, that's some crazy acceleration today. That's gonna be a super short takeoff run. Rotate.
Rotate. V2.
And that's lift off, and we're airborne.
Positive rate of climb.
Gears coming up. And I think we need to pitch up quite a bit today. Very, very cool. Beautiful stuff. Okay, that's acceleration. Power's coming back to climb power. Climb 2, of course. And that's 4,000 already. Let's continue climbing. Cruise 19. Autopilot goes on and flaps 1. And flaps up. Ooh, not sure if we get, but now we're back in climb. Sorry about that short level off here. Right, and that's beautiful. Look at those reflections. I think they have improved even during daytime. Looks absolutely stunning. Yeah, we're past transition already. Okay, that's crazy. I'm not sure if that's healthy. 6,000 feet a minute? Is that really what the 777 does when it's empty? I mean, that's a bit too fast, isn't it? I'm not sure about that. But I mean, we did apply a D rate. We are on climb 2. Yeah, I don't know. We would need to ask a real 777 pilot if that's really what the aircraft does when it's empty. Yeah, and look how nice the lighting is now, where the light comes into the flight deck. That really looks stunning. Very cool. We are past 10,000 landing lights come off. Taxi lights as well. Speeding up. Yeah, we didn't quite make the turn, but there was no speed constraint in there, so apparently that was okay. Okay, and then it's gonna be a very short music interview today. Not sure if I can fill a whole song. Look at this, how far up we are already. That's the airport down there. Right, and then I will meet you back in yeah, only a couple of minutes really, and then we hopefully have a nice arrival into Basel. Enjoy. So guys, we are back into the approach after just 21 minutes of flight time. Very quick. Yeah, we are on the star as discussed earlier. Basel is somewhere off to the left hand side over there. In terms of weather, I think we are quite lucky. I can see some clouds starting to yeah, to build those towers over there, but the radar is not returning anything yet, so we might be lucky. Also, let's see how it's over at Basel, since Active Sky at least tells me that there should be broken clouds, flight level 120, and yeah, towering clouds, flight level 60, and few clouds 5,500. So various cloud levels indeed, and we can see it there off to the left hand side. Maybe there will be a couple of more clouds closer to the airport. And yeah, we are on local QNH already, 1018. And yeah, pretty straightforward everything. I think, I don't know what you guys think about the reflections and the lighting and everything. I think it looks good. I really like this haze layer which comes with enhanced atmospherics. I think it's great. And also I thought after we have parked the plane down at the airport, I will quickly move into the volumetric clouds, so the true sky clouds, and then we can see how the same weather looks with the other weather system, just to get a feeling how they yeah, how different they are. Yeah, maybe I will need to tweak the shadows a bit. They are a bit edgy, but other than that, looking really nice. Right, and now back to the approach. So yeah, it is a very long runway. I've set auto brakes 2, and also just for the fun of it, today I've calculated flap 25 landing. Let's go to performance. So here it is, and you can see we have a lot of runway available, and don't even need much of that. And it's 25 plus 5 knots, so 141. And I've set auto brake 2. I once heard like in a 777 learning course that they don't really use auto brake 1, since it's also not too good for the brakes apparently. So that's why I've although we are pretty light, I've still set it to auto brake 2. And speed 136. Okay, so it's even the same on both flap settings. Well, in this case we should definitely use 25. I mean, we could even use 20 then. It's just 2 knots higher, so maybe let's go with this one. But here's only 25. Okay, interesting. Okay, so maybe they don't really do flap 20 landings. Let's stick with this one then. Right, and now we are inbound Altic, and from Altic we will go radar vectors somewhere off to the left, and probably straight onto Charlie Foxtrot 15, and then onto the final approach. We are below 10,000, so let's pop those landing lights on. And yeah, some clouds coming into the picture now, but still no returns on the weather radar. For now we are descending as low as 5,500, which is the minimum altitude for Baltic, and then for the glide slope I think we will need to get to 4,000. Let's check. Yeah, 4,000. That's where we go. And minimums is for category C aircraft, it's 1134. I've set this in here. So that's done already. We are a bit above the profile, but that's perfectly fine since we have plenty of space to descend down to 4,000 later on. And quickly want to show you what we will do down on the airport, since yeah, that's the runway 15 and they have 2 cargo stands and they are in fact down here, so we'll go all the way down on the runway, take the last turn to the left, and then we are pretty much spot on the parking position already. Yeah, so that's the one, either Foxtrot 21 or Foxtrot 22, one of those, so that should be a pretty short taxi as well. Okay, now it's getting a bit bumpy. It's getting quite bumpy. Okay, interesting. That's really something. Okay, let's go heading select then. And oops, sorry, my bad. Turn left. Oh, what's going on here? I don't want to zoom. I just want to get the heading. But it's really complicated with this turbulence. Okay, and then 4,000 eventually. Right, we don't need to descend that fast, so let's descend. I think 1,000 feet should be enough even. Yeah, now also we have the chance to slow down a bit. Okay, let's aim a bit left of that, and then we have a nice right-hand turn onto final. 30 should do. Right. Yeah, I mean the clouds still look the same since we are using Active Sky Cloud Art, and they haven't changed the cloud models as far as I know. So that's the same, but it is really cool that we can use it together with the enhanced atmospherics now. It's of course hard to show it all on one flight, but when we do a couple of flights with the new sim, then we will see different weather situations, and then we will also get a better feeling of what the changes actually are. Aircraft taking some time there to slow down, but we will reach 4,000 in time, so maybe increase that rate a bit. And then speed is coming down nicely. Right, checklists. Recall. Is checked. That's a checked. Odd brake is set position 2. Landing data 136 plus 5 makes it 141. Double checking 141 spot on. And minimums is 1134. That's set. Approach briefing is done. Altimeters, we're on local already. Next up will be the landing checklist. And now coming up to 4,000, let's go flaps 1. And speed down to the flap 1 back then. Okay, and I think now we are good to this right-hand turn. It will be rather tight turn now. Onto the final. Flaps 5, and then we should be good to do speed 180. Perfect. Yeah, some stutters there. Okay, that was also interesting. That's something we didn't have in the old version of the sim. Let's arm the localizer. Captured straight away. Yeah, I think we overshot a little bit here, but not too bad. Yeah, so some stutters, it's not not running. Ooh, okay, what's happening here now? I think our aircraft is broken. Okay. Approach mode. Flap 10 then, speed 170. Flap 15, sorry. Okay, I've just now decreased texture resolution a bit. I had it on ultra and maybe that was a bit too high. Yeah, interesting. Maybe, I'm not sure if that's the aircraft which needs an update here, or if that's general like simulator thing. Not sure. But yeah, then we know it's not running perfectly now at this point. Okay, so go round will be 5,500. There it is. Okay, we have a 8.6 mile to the final. Down there we can see the runway. Very nice. Yeah, but even if there are minor hiccups in the simulator, right now it's not too bad. We know that Lockheed Martin usually comes with a hotfix update pretty soon after the release of a new version. So I guess this is what will happen as well this time. And then we should have a pretty stable simulator once again. Okay, let's drop the gear. Aircraft is not really slowing down a lot. And taxi lights. Okay, speed 141. Flaps 20. And flaps 25. Okay, speed brake is armed, landing gear is down, flaps 25 any second now. And there it is, landing checklist completed. I hope these FPS are not dropping now. I mean, for now it seems to be okay. Right, perfectly established on the glide, so I will take the aircraft. I will leave the auto throttle in, according to Boeing procedures. Yeah, but what I'm really happy about is that we finally get the nice cockpit textures again with enhanced atmospherics. I'm really excited to see how it looks. Ah, there's an aircraft. Okay, I've cleared it out. Sorry about that. I know that I should yeah, keep it more realistic and then even fly go around in these kind of situations, but yeah, today I'm kind of eager to get it down on the ground and then show you guys the true sky clouds. And yeah, today we are really focusing on how the simulator looks.
Approaching minimums.
Right, looking very stable. FPS are coming down a bit.
Minimums.
Okay, continue. Now a bit high, but yeah, pretty
30,
nice.
20, 10.
And a bit of float. There we are. I had reverse. Cool, and here we are. That was yeah, fairly standard, fairly easy landing. And that's 60 knots, idle forward, manual braking. And let's keep the speed up for a bit, since we do want to cover some ground. And yeah, then let's pop on the APU. We will need it very soon. And I can just see, I think, these two cargo spots are both taken. Okay, did not expect that. Let's see if we can capture a spot nevertheless. Let's see. I mean, this long rollout would certainly need to be approved by ATC, of course, but we don't have it today. Flight time 35 minutes in 777. Crazy, pretty unusual. Okay, flaps are coming back up, and this goes to off. Landing lights. Yeah, I think those are really the two cargo spots they have here, so I might need to clear out one of those guys. Okay, the DHL is out of the picture now. And we can set up the gate again. Foxtrot 21 it is then. Okay, down on Lima, and then it is very close indeed. Yeah, now with the clouds around, the light in the cockpit is a bit darker compared to our departure, and that's, I think it's fairly accurate. At least I like the way the lighting is working inside the flight deck. So how does this work here? It's a left-hand turn and then a right one down here, I think. Something like that. Okay, so this is our Foxtrot 21, yeah. This is the official taxi line here. And taxi lights, strobes. APU is running, that's really good. And then we can switch off the transponder like that. Okay, let's see if she's putting us into a good spot here. 10, yeah, let's go a bit further. Maybe something like that. Looks good. Right, park and brake, APU is running, so killing engines 1 and 2, block time 47 minutes only, and then fuel pumps are coming off, and the hydraulics in that order, beacons are coming off, seat belts, and then we can ask for a deboarding. Okay, shutdown checklist, all green parking brake is set, and that's okay. And then quickly FS actions, set wheel shocks, request ground power, doors, disarm all, and then left one, forward cargo, after cargo, main deck cargo, like that. Yes, so here we are down at Basel, and once again I kind of like these reflections on the fuselage. We can see that sun is yeah, only coming through slightly, covered up by a bit of clouds. And yeah, now just to see the difference, I will leave the weather unchanged, but switch to the volumetric clouds, and then let's see how it looks like. Okay, and that's it. As you can see, same sort of weather, still some broken clouds up there, And I think it's okay. I think it's better than it was in Prepare 5.1. I still think they could have added a bit more variation to the clouds. We can see those are sort of the same shapes like 4 times in a row, and also over here. Yeah, we kind of have this waffle effect again. But it is certainly better than before. This is the high setting now. Ultra is really, yeah, an FPS killer. It doesn't look too different at all. So this is the high setting. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. I kind of prefer to have the old clouds, but still have the enhanced atmospherics enabled. And I think this is the setting I will use going forward. But of course, I will also keep it dynamic and try to test different settings and different stuff. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you very much for joining me on this very short flight. First look at the new Prepare version 5.2. And yeah, then take care of yourselves and see you next time. Bye bye.